Good morning, welcome to today's RC Coffee Chat. So what have we got in store for you today? Well, number one, we got a nice big layout, different change here today, and don't worry, we can flick between the screens as per normal. So, right, what have we got on the topics list for you this morning? Topic number one, my, you have a big stick. We'll be looking at in a moment. Topic number two is some fake footage. This came out in the, well, I posted this in the Facebook group yesterday. We'll be taking a look at that. Topic number three, who won the Munter? We've been doing we've ran a giveaway in the Facebook group. I've got some semi-good news for you on that one. Topic number four was the Piss Hawk. Let me clear any confusion up on what my thoughts are on the Piss Hawk. Topic number five, my knickers are in a twist. And that's the Reptile S670 wing, if you didn't guess for that one. Topic number six is a newer S800. Perhaps not. Topic number seven is a quad sumo, perhaps even a hex sumo. We'll be discussing the mods which are pending, the hex sumo which is sat next to me, perhaps why you would not want to go to those extremes. Topic number 8 is what we got on the workbench right now. Topic number 9 is the upcoming episodes. And topic number 10 is what am I looking forward to? In short. So we've got a jam-packed morning and a very good morning to everybody who's on here live this morning. I can see you, again, you can see it on the right hand side of the screen, and we'll get to shout out corner shortly. So let's get into topic number one, and I need to get my screen sorted out, which is my, you have a big stick. Now, what am I talking about? Is in short, we have, I wonder if I could just move the chat over to one side. You'll have to excuse me a moment. Aha. There you go. Hope that's been updated on your screen okay for you. I think it was Nathan who posted this in the Facebook group early this morning. I will put a link to this in the chat for you. It's already in the video description, but those of you which are on the live chat, there's a link to it there. This is actually really interesting to see because it's those of you which actually fly full-size aircraft. The stick and the rudders on the feet pieces and a throttle lever would make complete sense to you, and someone has been and created the first mobile FPV station with a stick and all the other bits and pieces together. I thought it was pretty damn cool, to be honest. I'll be honest, also note it is on the slightly more expensive side. Let me get this right, it was down here at the bottom, there's a video of it as well. I'll leave you to go and let you go and watch that. Where was it? The bit which I nearly spat coffee everywhere was €1,299. Absolute steal at that kind of money. Personally, I'm waiting for, what was it, Sir Bruce and Runcam Ron to release their version made out of some wood. So yeah, saw that this morning and I thought that was pretty damn cool. So that was topic number one. There's a link in there, and let's have a quick look. Have a head-to-head declare a true victor. Sitcrow, sorry, I've just saw Sitcrow's comment above my head saying S670 versus Blackwing have to have a head-on to declare a true victor. That's actually a really good suggestion, actually, because we haven't flown this one yet. But I already know the Blackwing is miles and miles in front of it because it's taken an absolute beating. I'm sure many of you have already seen the state of it, that little Blackwing. It's been absolutely minute. The last time I took it out and flew it, I launched it inverted, flew it and tried to fly it inverted. Let's be 100% honest here. Tried to fly it for the majority inverted, and it did suffer several unscheduled landings. And don't forget, from its very beginning, from its very maiden, it's had many of a hot supper and a hedge landing. So it's the little Blackwing is actually doing very, very well already. Right, topic number two, which is a new wing, which has come out, and again, it's not been released yet. I'll put links to it in the video description. And I did my research on this one, so it's a curious little one. Let me put this up on the screen. Let me go there. That's the image which I'm after, that one there. So we'll see that it does have a fair amount of dihedral in the wing, which has got me kind of curious, to be honest. I'm thinking, well, winter's coming, those cold frosty mornings, maybe out the front, something a little bit dihedral, then I can maybe fly up and around the house. I think that'd be pretty cool. And I do think it's a bit expensive at $45 just for the kit version, so fingers crossed it comes in cheaper when it's released. But I did my research on this and I found a video from what I can tell is the supplier. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play part of this. So I'm going to skip on a bit so we're not sat here for a minute watching this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to skip on. I want you to take a look at this because it's very, very curious and see if any of you can spot the fake footage of what's going on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and maximize this out and also turn it down a touch and hit play as well. So let's have a look. So we can see the wing flying around FPV. There we go. Off it goes into the background. And you see it's been quite well behaved. And with that amount of dihedral, it's what's the best words for it? It's quite stable, to be honest. But obviously, with any wind, it's going to that amount of side on there. It's going to get knocked around a bit. Now keep that in the back of your mind. So look at that wing. Can you see that wing there? Look how much she's getting knocked around. So see where my cursor is. Look how much she's getting knocked around. But look at the flight footage in the bottom right hand corner. Right, I call bullshit on that because there's no way that wing was that stable. Let me just quickly rewind. Right, watch that wing. That wing there. Look how much it's getting knocked around. And also look where it was flying. It was flying over the trees. And then down here, they've got rock steady flight footage. Someone's been out with... Either that was done with a quad, or it's been done... Yeah, look, it's even down here in reverse. You can see it waggling around. So, yeah, I call bullshit on that. Because it's blatantly obvious it's been edited or was filmed with a different device. Because you could see the wing getting knocked around. It wasn't even following the same flight pattern. So, yeah, very, very curious. Yeah, really Sean FPV. Sorry, you can see above. I'm looking down there to your chat. Yeah, an invisible gimbal on that one. Or some post-editing in the video editor to stabilize it. So, yeah, it did look a bit ropey on that. So, I wasn't impressed by that, to be frankly honest. But the model itself does look pretty cool, if I'm honest, and once it's released we'll get one and we'll see if it's any good. Obviously it's not going to be a speed demon, it's going to be more one to chuck around the house, in short, sort of around literally outside the house rather than inside the house. So that was some fake footage which I spotted. Again, links to that video is in the video description for you. Topic number 3 is... Right, I've got some good and some bad news for you. I'll do the bad news first. So in the Facebook group, we've got a giveaway going on here at the moment for a micro Sky Munter. Firstly, bad news, no one's been picked yet. Good news is when the missus comes back at 10 o'clock this morning, we will pick a winner and go from there. And again, I need the missus's help because there's some really, really good answers in the Facebook group. So we will pick a winner later this morning. So happy days if you've been and entered that. So they're potentially going to be a micro Sky Munter on the way to you. So we will be in touch with you after about 10 o'clock this morning. So good news on that one. Right, let's move on to my favourite section of the morning, which is to say a very good morning to you, which is shout out corner. So I can see on here, I'm going to try and do it backwards this morning. So good morning, Sir Bruce, XJet. We've got Acoy on here this morning. Good morning, Lauren. Butterfist as well. Elijah, we were having a chit chat before. Schlank 99 for it, yeah, on there. Hugh, good morning. Sean's good morning. Scrolling up. Stipmix, Ruds, good morning. Andy, good morning. Brad, good morning. Scrolling up. Sicro, good morning. Jim, good morning. RC Air, good morning. Atomic FPV, Crash Copter, good. I haven't seen you in a while, fella. Good morning. Scrolling up. Robert, good morning as well. And I think that we were here having a chat first thing this morning. And Peter Proctor, good morning as well. And Jim, good morning too. So very good morning to you, or good afternoon, or good evening, as the case may be, wherever you are in the world. Right, next topic is the piss... oh, I've got it the wrong way round. Sorry, I've got my tabs the wrong way round. So let me get back to the standard screen. And there. Okay, so... this one is the piss hawk. Let me clear any confusion up. So you may or may not have seen the episode which we did live yesterday evening, which was it yesterday evening or the night before? Can't remember now. 16th of October, whichever day that was. Sorry, all days are a bit of a blur to me, to be honest. It's a live episode which we did comparing the Eagle Tree Vector to iNav. And I wanted to give you a fully rounded experience with like my views, and thank you to so many of you who got involved in that live version, who passed on your comments and your opinions about the Vector, and also iNav as well, on the positives and the negatives of both. And it was it was an absolute fantastic chat, and I've gone back and I've seen how many of you got involved in the live event, and I just want to say thank you. In short, you really did make it from not only from just being a good event to something which was actually very, very good, and I personally enjoyed going back and watching it live, or watching the recorded version afterwards. Now, there was one comment in here, and there was a really polite chap in here, but I think he took offence, which I can understand if you're a Pixhawk fan. He noticed in here about you straight up slandered the Pixhawk without reasoning. I thought my reasoning was pretty good at the time, but I didn't want to go off into a tangent about the Pixhawk. Now, I just want to be 100% clear on this one. My experiences with the Pixhawk, RG Plane, PX4, which you can get loaded via Q ground control, has frankly not been good. And whatever slandering I gave the Pixhawk, I frankly feel it deserves it. So I've put a link to this video, so if you want to find out what the differences are and how the Eagle Tree Vector and iNav compare, do go and watch that episode. And if there's any confusion around what my personal feelings are about Pixhawk, it's just basically it's disjointed hardware. The biggest failing of the APM before that and the Pixhawk were the non-integrated OSD, and that's actually the biggest reason why I'm such a fan of the Eagle Tree Vector and also iNav, because the flight controller boards, they come with the is there me looking around my desk to see if I got one. They do come with the on-screen display unit built into the board. So if we can do it on a tiny little 30 by 30 flight controller board, why on earth could they not have put it into a Pixhawk, which is a whopping great big unit, or even the Pix Racer? There is space on this board. It's been proven by F3 and F4 boards. So yeah, apologies if I didn't, if you're a Pixhawk fan, I didn't offend you enough. There's my thoughts on it. I just feel that it has its plus points. We can't knock the mission planner and Q ground control too much. Remote telemetry, unparalleled in short. Everything else, complete nightmare, especially compared against the Vector and the Pix and iNav. Even again, iNav is child's play in comparison to the 1 billion settings which you have available in Q ground control and mission planner. Available to you. So apologies if I've Pixhawk, yes. Sorry, you can see the chat which is going on above my head at the moment. So apologies again, just want to clear up any confusion on there. I do call it the Pixhawk here in the background. It's not very good compared to the other containers out there. And again, one big thing for you to take away actually from that live episode which we did comparing the Vector and iNav is, frankly, iNav is really getting its run for its money, like basically 30 quid compared to 175 quid. There's not a lot between them. If you look at them objectively, they all have much of a muchness. Then yes, there are some differences, and you could argue that some things are easier and some things are harder in different systems. But if you look at it kind of just like at the basic level, which most of us do, and a point which I tried to make in the live episode, they're almost even, but there's a disproportionate amount of money difference between them. But that said, the Vector is very good. I've got 3 of them, and I think they're absolutely fantastic. Equally, I have iNav in numerous models, and I also think that is equally fantastic as well. So work that one out yourself. Right, next topic which we've got is a newer S800. So I need to get this tab up. Okay, so this wing appeared this week. I'm going to pick on the the kit version. Now, it's really, really curious. I'm going to go and turn my head off for this one. So, bye. There we go. So, by the looks of it, this is a contender, or designed to be a contender to the Reptile S800. But it looks like they've completely missed the mark. And I mean, not only completely, I mean epically missed the mark. So, if we think about... In fact, I'm going to get my head back on here a second. In fact, let's go to full screen. There we go. If we think about the S800 for a moment, which is... It's a good wing. Let's not knock it. It's cheap. It's tough as old boots. It's got a bit of waggle to it, which can be addressed with, especially at lower speeds as well, which you can put those little plastic bits in, vortex generators, and you can. It would be nice if the wings came off, and it would be nice if there was a bigger battery bay in the model, and yeah. That's the basics, maybe a little bit of wing guard on the front edge. Now, keep that in the back of your mind. So let's go back to the other screen and we'll take a look at what they've been done here. Basically, again, I'm using the S800 as the nearest comparison because that is one of the most popular wings out there. It's a very similar format which they've used. This one, nice touch, they have put a session, RunCam session or GoPro, whatever it is. Mount on the front, RunCam 3, GoPro Session mount on the front, that's something which we've not seen before. LEDs, which they've put in there, which, by the way, I don't understand this in the kit version, why the kit version is so expensive, because those LEDs and the little Beck board, which they've got in here, probably cumulative cost of about $3, so I don't understand that. They have been and put the components in towards the inner section of the wing. But if you actually look really closely on one of these images, which you can only just make out just here, remember what I was saying. Again, this image has basically shown us you've kind of missed the mark, in short. And I'm a little bit disappointed because the reason why I'm disappointed is that one of the things which I'm sure every S800 pilot would like is to perhaps have a bigger battery bay. And they've got a 1300 pack in there and it only just about fits. So that's a bit of a fail from that front. What about on the front of detachable wings? Yes, they're potentially detachable, but it's actually a Phillips screw which goes in there, which you can actually see on a later video, later image, is that you could take the wings off, but you can't do it on the flight line because they haven't used a thumb screw. So the AR wing is frankly looking the far superior competitor. Now, the one thing which I would like to say is that one thing which I did spot, which I think was pretty cool, is that they have, move that down, they have put carbon fibre plates on there for the control horn, which can only be a positive effect. Whereas like on the S800, you have to put the control horn through and you catch that rod in the elevon, which is a bit of a fudge, but it does kind of work. So yeah, new wing on its way. Frankly, not gonna be. It's unlikely we'll see it here. And let me just put a note on here. Let's have a look. Constantine put in the Facebook group. Yeah, closer receiver TX. That was one point which I made, is that personally what I would have done is put the video transmitter and the receiver out on opposite ends of the wings, if at all possible. I know that could cause complexities with wiring, with longer looms, but maximum separation won't do it any harm at all. It'll give you more range, better picture, just all-round goodness compared to the components being in the middle. Obviously, if the components are in the middle, that does make it for a more sportier wing because there's less weight for you to kick around if you're doing aerobatics. But that said, you know how you fly your S800, put it that way. But going back to Constantine's comment in there, closer receiver VTX won't do you any good. Smaller battery, smaller components for electronics, and twice as much money as the S800. No, thank you. So Constantine, I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. So yeah, doubtful we will see that one here anytime in the future. So good morning, Killer Dave. Good morning, Jeff, as well. Flying Amiibo as well. I've just seen a few more names which have just been and appeared up there above my head at the moment. Right, that brings us on to... I've done 2 topics out of ring. Right, my knickers are in a twist. Why are my knickers in a twist? The Reptile S800. Now, I'm sure many of you saw the video which I put out last night about the little Reptile S800. I had high expectations for this little wing. In fact, I'm sure you've seen the video. There's a link to it in the video description. I'm going to move to full screen for this one. So there is the little Reptile S800. And again, I really did have high hopes for this one. However, like we saw in the video, I have had to do some hackeria on it, which never impresses me at all. So with that in mind, I've got an almost flight worthy. Well, she's flight worthy. I just need to sort the receiver out. But what I've had to do on this poor little thing. So first thing which I've done is that with their antenna, I've just put a cable tie just to hold the video transmitter in the lid. So that's actually worked out quite well, to be honest. I quite like that. I was thinking perhaps it was going to be stood up on the side, but actually in the lid works just as well. And again, if it's attached by a cable, chances are I'm not going to lose it very easily on the flight line. But one thing which I have had to do, and I'm not that impressed about, but it does look kind of the part, is down there in the centre of the fuselage. You will now notice is that I've cut out all of the foam in the middle. I had to get the hacksaw out. Again, it's not really coming out on the camera, which you can just about see over there, is that I've had to get the hacksaw out, cut that main spar out, and I've also cut right down into this nose section as well to free the centre section of this model, so I can finally get a battery in there. Now there's there's not as much lead as what I was expecting down here in the very nose, which I've politely been hidden underneath the Velcro down here at the bottom. But this wing is, you're not supposed to hack so much crap out of a wing just to get it so that you can hit CG. So I'm frankly disappointed right now. Now that actually brings me onto an interesting topic. Well, I'll get to that topic in a moment. Yeah, in short, we're going to hold a final review until we get this model in the sky, but I can already tell you it's not in my good books, and I frankly feel Reptile, who made this wing and also made the S800, have really missed the mark. They've completely over-engineered it for no point. So why would you want detachable wings on such a small model? They've completely got obsessed by this detachable wings, which I've not got detachable wings. I've glued the fuckers on, and I just don't understand it. And they've just got entertained themselves with the middle section. I forgot about the center of gravity, to the point I've had to put a little small 1806 motor on the back just to help with the center of gravity. Anything bigger than that, and it's just pushing you. You're going to have to add so much weight to the tail. So yeah, such a disappointment. I really wish that company, to be brutally honest, had spent the extra time, effort and energy on the things which they put into this one and put it into a proper version 2 of the Reptile S800 instead. So we will take that one out. We'll see how it flies. I'm sure it'll fly fine. Look, to be honest, it looks the part. It's quite a pretty model, to be honest, but that flaw around the center of gravity is almost unforgivable, because anybody buying that model will have to add lead to the nose. There is no way around that. I just don't physically see how you could not add lead to it. In fact, even if you took the motor off it, you would probably still have to add lead to it if you don't hack up the fuse section to get a battery in the nose. It's ridiculous. And again, you'd have to take the motor off and use it as a slope sawer. It's daft, absolutely daft what they've done. Now, that actually brings me on to like a side topic, which is that there's some irony here. I'm actually half glad this model isn't very good, And the reason why I'm really half glad, and Sir Bruce will know this from firsthand, is that sometimes a bad review gives you more credibility than a good review. So right now, I frankly am disappointed, because you should not, let me just reiterate, you should not need to cut out the frigging middle section of a model just to hit the centre of gravity. But I'm sure Sir Bruce will understand this, but I'm sure you will do as well. It's that we've had such a good run on models lately, and like, what was it, the F1, which was the recent one, absolutely stellar, went bonkers, absolutely bonkers. And we've not had a bad model in a while. So to be honest, I'm frankly glad that we've not got a perfect one, because it's not like that in reality. Not all models are perfect, but as of late, we've had a really good run on some corking models, and that one's not as corking. So, just quickly looking at your chat, by Atomic, he's off to work, happy days. Apologies, I've not really been in there and checked on your chat yet this morning. So, the next notes, and by the way, someone did comment on that video, Matt, why didn't you change the motor? I've already downgraded it to an 1806 motor from a 2205 2600 kV motor. That was the original motor which I put on there, hence why I was pretty pissed when I was making that video, because I had to take that nice corking motor off the back and take a decent ESC out and stick a half motor, less than half the size on the back, and stick a crappy quad ESC in there as well. So Matt was not a happy camper. Right, now this brings us on to the next topic, which is the Trisumo, which has gone down fantastically well. Now, those of you which are thinking about converting your Texsumo to a twin motor tractor system, is that I would honestly suggest that you do it. It's really nice to fly. When it banks over, it really does dig in and it'll go round. It would be amazing for FPV if, I hasten to add, maybe a touch overpowered with the motors I got on here, and will eat batteries maybe perhaps a little bit too quickly. That aside, the twin motors, tractor motors on a Texsumo, absolutely inspired idea. And if you've got a Texsumo in your hangar and maybe it needs a new lease of life, then perhaps this would be a perfect upgrade for you. And again, that's exactly what I've had here. Now, I did stick a small, well, a minor motor, a nice big Cobra motor on the back, and we went out and flew it. And there is a video to this in the video in the video description for you, because it's not been published yet. We'll get to those videos in a moment. But the reality is that this motor basically quadrupled the noise which came out of this wing. It was extremely loud. Again, when we filmed it, it wasn't even 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning, so I was a little bit hesitant. Now, I'm going to take the Cobra motor off the back. I just don't like it because of the amount of noise which it makes. Now, as some of you may have known or may remember, in the recent RC Mel episode, which we did also live a short while ago, is that I did receive about 7 of these D28, 26, 2600, 2200 kV motors. My honest advice is that if you want to maybe resurrect a Texsumo and make it something a little bit more exciting, go for the twin motors. You can get these motor mods printed off. There's again, see the twin Texsumo series for the links to these. They're on Thingiverse. They're free to download. Again, if you've got a 3D printer, you can print them out yourself. If not, you can use like a company like 3D Hubs, which will print them out very inexpensively for you. But the natural progression for us here at Rag the Nuts Off is that I'm going to put 4 on the front, and that actually may go to 6 motors on the front, frankly just for shits and giggles. So look out for this one in a later video. We will probably have a chat over at the workbench while we're doing it, and then we'll take it out for its maiden and try and work out how we're going to fit 3 1500 milliampere forest packs on the top of it, and we'll see what it goes like in the near future. So fingers crossed, I'm going to get this one ready for the weekend. So it looks like, yeah, fingers crossed, flying for the weekend. and it should be pretty bonkers. I've just seen, sorry. I've just seen Sir Bruce saying a Texumo Lancaster. Yes, I was going to call it a Hex Sumo. It looks like it's going to be, again, normal. Those of you which are maybe normal people, twin motors, absolutely brilliant. Corking, don't go any further than that. It's a great setup. But we didn't call this channel Rag the Nuts Off for any old reason. And we're going to stick 6 motors on this bad boy and see how it really does fly, which should be really good fun as far as I'm concerned. So I will hit record for that episode. So hopefully ready for the weekend. Now, that brings us on to what's on the workbench at the moment. It's kind of the same rundown as what we had last week, if I'm honest. The S670 is pretty much finished now. We've had a right pain in the ass with that one. I've spent 3 times as much time on that model than what I should have done. Hence, Matt's not really impressed with it at all because things shouldn't be that way. So that one's taken up a lot of my time at the moment. We do have 3 new things. Once that's settled down, we do have 3 new wings which are already here, which we will do in a live unboxing in 2 separate episodes. Sorry, I already know what I'm going to do for one of them, so it's making me giggle already. So we do have a stiffy wing, and we do have 2 slope soaring wings, which we'll do live episodes later this week for that. So look out for those later this week. What else have I got in here? I'm still working on the One Babies and the Mini Twin Zoo. I have a Hurricane, remember what was it? The Hurricane Mark 1A, which is actually a video which has not been released. You'll get to that in a moment. I was also mucking around with the Bi-Wing Mini Talon 2. So those of you which don't know the story behind that, I converted a Mini Talon to a twin motors, happy days, twin motors. And I had a spare set of wings here, so I'm going to convert it into a biplane or a bi-mini Talon, which should be good fun if it works. No idea. Frankly, I'm still fixing a shitload of models is actually what's written here in my notes. And I have, just like next to the workbench, I just have this pile of models which need to get fixed or updated or changed. Like, for example, the Blackwing has been down there for almost a month, I would say, because it needs a new motor, because I nicked the motor off it to go onto the Twin Texumo. So we may have a workbench ramble at some point where we just get a collection of models up, repair them up, get them flight worthy again, and we'll go through them like that. Next topic which we've got, and it's the last but one topic, so give you a heads up, we will be wrapping up in just a moment. Give you a quick heads up, couple of episodes which you may or may have not seen. I'll pop them on the screen. We've got, this one is actually a corked episode. I've watched it pretty much most since it's been out. So when did I upload that? Oh, it's been out for, I've uploaded it 9 days ago. Really, really cool flight footage, wing on wing action. Especially, it's a forward facing camera and a rear facing camera as well. Look out for me clipping the tree. Really good episode, that one. There's a link to that, and again, link to all these in the video description. Try Sumo Part 5. So that's where we try it out with a big motor on the Cobra motor on the back. That's not been fully edited yet, but it's ready to go live. I just need to write a description, etc., etc. That one's ready. We've got a chase flight with a spec wing, less than ideal flying conditions, but me and Craig, we had fun. That video is due out shortly, and again, you can see it's been in there since October the 6th. Again, not published live on YouTube yet. The unboxing of the Hurricane Mark 1A, I really do need to get around to publishing that one. Probably do that one later today, to be honest. Little EPS wing, looks like fun. Still haven't built it, built it late, to be honest. And down here at the bottom, we have the Reptile. It looks like you can see a mini Talon on there, but that was actually the Reptile V2 Maiden, which we had as well. And I also need to get that stealth wing out as well at some point too. So I already have a collection of videos in backlog, and I already have a list here of, and again, I'm supposed to be taking it easy because I wasn't supposed to be posting a video once per day after the year. It wasn't my plan to, but I do have 19 episodes here which are more than just the idea stage. I have been and written all the notes out for them, so I have another 19 episodes which are sat here. Give you an example, one of the episodes which are due to come out, how crap is the Mini Mobius, wherever it is. One of the worst little HD cameras I have ever owned. We'll have an episode out of that one. Excuse me, absolute terrible little HD camera. Oh, another video which will be out very shortly, outstanding motor and prop and ESC combinations. One of the curiosities around is that what motors and propellers kind of work together. I'm going to share with you 3 of my top motor and prop combinations because they work fantastically well, and they have worked really well over a long period of time. And there's a collection of other stuff which you'll see very shortly as well. So like I said, there's 19 ideas which I've got sat here on top of the ad hoc stuff which will come out as and when. Now that does leave us with one topic, which is that what am I looking forward to? Number one is the Zoe HD wing, which will due out shortly. And the other thing which I'm looking forward to, remember I said about the S-Back, is that it's a model which I can't recommend to you because it's only made out of 9mm EPP foam and one smash in the ground, it'll be foam snow dead. Okay, but the reality is I actually said a short while ago, I'll go and buy myself another one. This one here is actually due to be with me this week. I really like it, but I can't recommend that model to you because one bad landing and it'll be foam snow. And mine has had lots of nicks and dents and stuff like that, and I want a spare. So it was pretty cheap, to be honest. What was it, $37 plus a couple of dollars shipping? Happy days. So yeah, that's the only one model which I have on the way to me at the moment, and you may not even see that because I do have an issue, personally have an issue with saying that you should buy that plane because it's so flimsy and it can only ever be flown on a perfect flying day. That said, it's a corking 3D model, goes exactly where you point it, and I've really enjoyed mine. So yeah, bit of an awkward one on that one. So I'll tell you what, let's go back to the full screen. Again, apologies, I've not really caught up with your chat this morning. I'll go back and watch this myself now afterwards. Now, with that said, quickly recap what we've been and covered here today. So let's pause for a moment for a slurp. Topic number one was my, you have a big stick. Again, links to everything which we've covered is in the video description. That stick, like Sir Bruce and Runcam Ron were creating, does come with, again, super cheap at 1,300 euros. It's just like Mexican pesos. Anyway, so yeah, my, you have a big stick. That flight controller looks pretty cool. It's just stupidly expensive. Fake footage. Remember that Hunter which we saw? That was blatantly doctored footage. You could see that wing shaking around with the crosswind in it, and that HD footage was utter BS. Again, a link to that video is in the description. It made me giggle, put it that way. Topic number 3, which we covered, who won the Munter? The winner will be released around 10 o'clock this morning. I'm saying around 10 o'clock. The missus will come home from taking the kids to school, and she'll probably need a cup of tea. So whoever is the winner of the Micro Sky Munter in the Facebook group, we will let you know later this morning. Also expect another giveaway in the Facebook group this morning as well. Okay, so that's in addition to what we've had before. Again, the way which I look after it, the way which I look at it is look after your own, and those of you which are being the most active, which are those of you which are in the FaceBalls group, I'll look after you first, and then we'll do the other one on the YouTube channel as part of a giveaway. So look out for another giveaway later this morning. Topic number 4 was the Pisshawk. Hope I cleared up any confusion on that one. But also don't forget, we do have the Vector versus the iNav comparison. It is about an hour long or so. But again, I went back and watched that myself and I enjoyed it. And I also want to say a massive thank you to all of those of you which were on live and got involved and passed on your experiences with both of the devices. Because I feel that's vitally important for us as RC pilots. So yeah, big hat tip to you if you got involved in that one. Topic number 5, my knickers were in a twist, and my knickers were in a twist about this little S670 wing. Frankly, it's fallen short of my own mark, and I just don't feel you need to do so much hackeria on a wing to make it fly to hit CG. I think it's just... I'm not swearing. Topic number 6 was a newer S800. Perhaps not. That was the Skyzone, the Fair model. I don't know how you pronounce it. My Bristolian, it's just the with an R on it, which is, well, most things Bristolian. New wing, completely missed the mark. Where's the bigger battery bay? Where's the detachable wings? Where's the bigger separation? All kind of bit of missed. Double the price tag for $3 worth of extra equipment, a PDB and some LEDs, which you don't even get in the kit version either. So frankly, probably won't be seeing that one here on this channel because it's just stupidly overpriced for what it is. Topic number 7 is that we are going to be having a Hex Sumo. As we saw, a Bi Sumo is actually a very good choice. And again, if I was a normal pilot, I would suggest that you go with that because it would be very enjoyable for you. But that's not what we do here, and we will add a couple of extra motors, forcing more thrust. Brilliant. We went through what was on the workbench. We have a collection of stuff. Oh, one thing for you to take away from that one, look out for a workbench ramble while we're fixing a collection of models, because I got some other topics which I'd like to cover, so that might turn into a frequently asked questions answered later version 2. For that one, I've got a couple of topics which I'd like to cover, which are like off topic to RC, but kind of relevant to the channel and stuff, so we'll probably do that in a video for that. And also note, we do have 3 wings here at the moment, a stiffy wing and 2 slope wings as well. We will do a separate live unboxings for those later this week. And I'm really looking forward to those because I really haven't unboxed them yet. I feel really mean because I've not been in the boxes. I've been so caught up with other stuff. Well, you've seen, well, this one, it's just taking up far too much time for what it is, and considering the size of it as well. So I'm behind on that and a collection of other models, so we will get those out as soon as we can. We saw that there are a collection of videos in the backlog which really need to go out. If you'd like to see them, the links to those are down underneath this video in the video description. And the last topic which we discussed was that there are 2 models which I'm looking forward to. One of them was the Zoe HD Dart, which we mentioned last week, and the other one is the S-Back. And again, I'm in that mental turmoil, which is that I'm happy to tell you that I like the S-Back, and I'll try and fly it every opportunity, but it's just one of those models which I can't recommend to you because I know that if you're not an intermediate pilot, that and you stuff it nose in, it's just going to turn to foam snow, and it'll be a waste of $37 plus whatever kit you've been put in it. So yeah, always been in torment about that model. It's a good model, but one little slip, it'll be foam snow. So that was today's topics. Now, let's have a quick... I've literally just seen 6. There we go, I've got a screen up there. 6 Crow's comment. Nano Talon Sumo Wing. Now, it's... Nano... No, it's funny you should mention about the Nano Talon. I don't think the Nano Talon can take having twin motors on the front. The reason why I don't think it can take that, because even if you take the wings on, I think that especially with my throttle stick action, is that I'll end up ripping the wings off. I don't think the Nano Talon is a suitable model to have twin motors on it, just because I think you're going to rip the wings off. Whereas perhaps, I say perhaps, Matt may have received some 1407 motors, which you may have seen in the RC unboxing episode, the RC Mel Santa episode, which we had this week. We may have had some 1407 motors, which could quite easily fit on the front of a micro Skymunter. So look out for a twin motor micro Skymunter video at some point in the future. Probably will leave the other motor on the rear end just for shits and giggles. So do look out for a video on that one at some point in the future. That is not actually my list, and it needs to be in my list of ideas to cover. So I'll put twin motor micro Skymunter. So yeah, we'll do that one again. We just need to find some 3D mounts which we can use to stick onto the wings. I'm not short of micro sky munters here at the moment. To be bluntly honest, we have Suicide Bunny, we have the one which is still in one piece, and then we have my spare for the one which is still in one piece, but probably won't be in one piece for much longer. So, right, I've just seen your chat, which is going on here. Right, it's time for us to wrap up. I would like to say a massive thank you to you for taking the time to join me and all these cool people here there for today's RC Coffee Chat. We've had quite a few topics for us to cover. Like I said, links to everything which we've been covered are in the video description for you. And on that note, it's time for me to go. If you are out flying today, stick a battery in for me because it's going to be a worky day here for me today, and the weather's frankly pretty grot out there. It's raining and not very nice, so hopefully it cheers up tomorrow and for the weekend. So on that note, it's time for me to go. Thank you for taking the time to join me here for a chit chat over a cuppa and chit chat RC, which in my books is happy days. So on that note, I really am going out. For myself, Matt, see you soon. Cheerios.